Welcome back, Muscle Mommies. This is Nona,
And I'm Olive.
and this is episode 40. Today, we're going to be talking about a makeup event launch that we went to and the craziness behind it. If you guys are on RF's TikTok, you guys saw a sneak peek of it at Indici on TikTok and on Instagram. And then we're going to talk about what do you want to be remembered as at the end of your life. So take us away.
So I don't know if you guys have heard of this makeup brand called Essence, but they had like a makeup launch event with like a new collection, right? This brand has already existed. And a little bit ago, me and Nona were like, dude, like I've always been invited to stuff like this. She's probably been invited to stuff like this, but we just don't really go to like launch events, which are like fun. All of these things are so fun. I remember when I was like younger and like watching influencers do this stuff. I was like, that's so cool, right? And I never just go to any of the stuff that I'm invited to. So we were like, we're just gonna start sending the stuff that we've always wanted to do. So I was like, okay, let's go. And we went together, showed up to this makeup launch event. First of all, what did you think of the event?
I loved it.
Yeah,
I had so much fun.
it was so cute. It was like there was drinks, there was music, there was like cute little activities. Like you could play like beer pong, you could play Dance Dance Revolution. They had a little photo booth, and they had like a gifting service where you just go like around what they had and just pick out whatever you wanted. It was a really, really cute event. Like I can only imagine how fun that would be. Like imagine if you had like a big group of like friends to go with. It would literally be such a cool and fun experience. She said she used all of the products, and like, what did you think of them?
I loved it. I honestly feel so. Essence is a very affordable makeup brand. They're at Ulta and on in Target, and the quality is amazing. And I don't know, it just felt good. Like I've tried like high, like luxurious makeup brands, and this like was so close to that. Like honestly, like kind of identical. Like the foundation, chef's kiss,
Yeah.
silk.
I
Full
didn't
coverage.
use the foundation yet. I got it,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't use it yet. But I love their concealer. So usually I wear concealer and blush. I didn't get to try their I did get their blush,
Mm-hmm.
but I got powdered, so I haven't tried it yet. They had a balm brush that I didn't get my hands on, but concealer was good. I really liked the concealer. So, and I got their brow gel, which I used. And then, did you try their mascara yet?
No.
Yeah, I'm
Did you?
curious. I didn't. I'm so curious about the mascara.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be good.
Yeah, but I like their products. Nona was, especially because I trust what Nona has to say about that kind of stuff, and she was like, their products are bomb. So blessed to like come up on these products. But our experience was like funny at this makeup. First of all, it's both of our like the thing is so that you put me and Nona in like an empty room and we're laughing. Like,
yeah, like we're having the time of our lives.
like dead ass. Like something is always making us crack up. Like something is always just literally like making our lives at like the most like random events, random places. So we showed up to this place, and I come there a little bit before Nona, okay, like a little couple minutes. So I'm just sitting there in my car, nothing to do but look outside, and I see that this 40-year-old woman like walk up and down the street like literally like so many times. I'm talking like at least like 6 times in the 2 minutes that I'm there. But I don't really think anything of it. Nona pulls up, she parks right behind me. I get out of my car to go to greet Nona, and as I'm like talking to Nona, like this girl approaches us and is like, "Oh my god, are you guys here for the event?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're here for the event." She's like, "I'm having so much like trouble finding this house, right?" And by the way, this is like a neon. This event was neon themed, so not only I guess fuck the outfits, lights were just everywhere. There was neon lights everywhere. Like the backyard was like pink, purple, so it's like from the street you could see that this house was just lit up. So even before I couldn't read the numbers. I just knew which house it was. So I'm like, oh, it's the light, it's the lit one, blah blah blah. Like she's like, you guys think I could just come with you guys? I'm like, of course, like come with us. Like if you can find the house, follow us, right? And then she was like, so like, did you guys like, are you guys on the list? And I'm like, yeah, we're on the list. Little did I know, but she goes, yeah, like I'm like, yeah, we're on the list, and she goes, oh, like they never got back to me. Like I RSVP'd, and you know how they are, like they take a long time to like get back to you sometimes. And honestly, like we've experienced, like I could say that I've experienced companies being delayed with being responsive. So I was like, yeah, that happens. And she was like, you think I can like come with you as your guest? And I was like, fuck it. Like if they're gonna let you in, if I ask to bring another +1 at the door, like let them. I'm down. So we get to the door. By the way, she didn't even know what this event was, right? She kept saying like, "So what is it?" And then Nona was like, "Oh, it's like a makeup brand." Like,
Sus.
like it was so weird. It's like, how do you know where you're going, but at the same time, not even know where you're going, right? So we get to the front gate, and the guy who's like letting people in is like, "Okay, what's your name?" Like, and I give him my name, and I'm not on the list. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, but my name's a little bit complicated, right? So my full name is like Audivik. So I'm like, okay, like, can I see the list? 'Cause maybe somebody spelled my name incorrectly. So I'm like looking at the list with him, me and Nona and this guy, like looking at the list, and she beelines into this house event. Just literally like so smooth, so sleek. Like I almost forgot this woman was with us for a moment until like afterwards when I like came back to reality. I was like, I remember seeing her in like my peripheral vision, like entering this house, right? So we clear everything up. We get in the house, and I look at Nona. I'm like, like what just happened? Like how did we even? The thing is 'cause it's like, who did I just let break into this event?
Yeah, like, who is this person?
Like it could be a little dangerous if anything, right? And
Yeah.
I allowed her to do this, but so we like I didn't see her. I toured the house and I just walked around, saw what was happening, whatever. And then I came back to the In-N-Out food truck that was outside, and we see this girl. We see her come out, and she's just loaded. Like she's got like they had like different items you can just pick up as you're going, and then one of them was like shades with like lights on. Like think of like Kanye West like shades with blinker lights, and she came out, she's just like jamming like with the shades on. She's like, "Hey girls." And I was like, this girl like capitalized off her time here. Like it had been literally 5 minutes with me and Nona being in that house, maybe 6 minutes for her, and she had literally had the full experience in 6 minutes, bags and all. Like she was literally like, I was so funny like in that moment to us. I was like, this girl, like she's done this before. Like she came in and she wiped the house in 5 minutes. Drinks, shades, food, gifts. And she dipped. She was not there. Like I didn't see her after once.
Nothing.
She was efficient. She
Very
came,
efficient.
She came, she robbed that house, and she dipped. So
I'm actually shook.
yeah, 'cause we didn't see her.
Who are you?
Yeah, like I was telling Nona, like if she does this often, like she's low-key smart. So smart. You just get everything.
Just like unexpected.
yeah, 'cause who?
Very unexpected from her.
Yeah.
Very unexpected. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. When she told us her name was Angela, and at some point we were like, was that even her name?
Literally, I'm like, probably not.
We just like fully like just couldn't believe what we were experiencing, but it was hilarious at the same time. Like kudos. Like
Yeah.
I commented to someone because I told this story on TikTok. I commented someone who said it was like hilarious. I was like, I respect it. Like when you really look at it, it's harmless.
Yeah.
like only gaining happens from that experience. Nobody
Literally.
loses.
And then the thing is, like, we're like thinking, we're like, who was this woman? Like, what if she was like a competitor brand?
I think that's like that could be like a really good guess, right? Like
yeah.
someone who wants to break into a makeup launch event, like specific. That's such a random thing to want to break into. Like unless you like do this regularly and you know you can get free products, which like I guess maybe there's people out there who like know that that's a thing you can do, right? Other than that, like if you just maybe because it's a brand new like collection, so maybe you just want to take the items to see what they're using because they take like. They have ingredients lists, and obviously this has been a thing. People makeup brands copy makeup brands, supplements copy supplements, pre-workouts copy pre-workout ingredients. So it's like imagine getting your hands on it earlier, but who knows? But this maybe
Crazy.
that's like really likely.
Very likely. Very.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny. But it was, you know what's funny? Why that event was just so funny? Because everyone over there is just like very serious, like doing their things. A lot of influencers come, grab the gifts, make their content, and then dip. Like they don't linger. Arv and I were there from the very beginning, like literally laughing our asses off and having the best time of our lives. Like we utilized everything. They had Just Dance. We were on that laughing, giggling. We used a photo booth.
We're the loudest ones.
We were the loudest ones. We were talking to the bartender. Like we
yeah.
were just having the time of our lives until they kicked everyone out at the end.
Seriously.
They cut the music off. They were like,
at some point we were
Party's
at inside the house, and me and Nona were like talking just like super loud. At this point we weren't even like laughing, but we're just like talking. Like me and Nona were just like so social, like with each other, with people around us. And then like at some point, like I could even feel how silent the room was. Like Nona was like, we're being so loud. I was like, oh my god. I was like, who cares, right? Like really, 'cause who cares? But it's so true. It's like almost like in a library when you're being loud, like you can feel nobody else is talking around you.
It's like awkward.
Yeah. And there was people there.
Yeah.
Like
But no one was social.
Yeah, within their own groups.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine if me and you, I just like also feel like we're loud and we're
Yeah.
giggly. So even with me and you together, it's like we can giggle really loud. So it's like, it's still commotion. But like if we weren't loud people, just two people together aren't loud.
Yeah.
So it's like a bunch of like two people together, a bunch of three people together, and
Yeah.
nobody's really like connecting really. Maybe they were, but like to like another degree.
Yeah.
But so it was like super like mellow.
Such a mellow thing. but for neon party, it's like contrast.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like they expected like a rager party, like high key.
I was
with
like
the
to Nona, like
flamingos.
imagine I was like, we have to go to one of these events once in Uber and like get
Fucked up.
That'd be such a funny video. 'Cause it's not like it's gonna hurt us. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm not like a crazy drunk. Neither are you. We're just gonna be like loud. Like it's gonna be like a party, but it'd be such a funny experience to be like drunk, like party drunk at like a makeup launch event. But and it's like, dude, you said neon party.
Yeah, and we're neon. We're neon.
We are partying. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
it'd be. I think it's like a bucket list. I'm so down.
I think I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down. That would be so fun.
Yeah, and
So
we
fun.
like vlog it. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, hilarious. I know that I would like laugh my entire life away
Yeah.
for 2 days straight. Like after that.
just the
the
experience of being
memories.
around people who probably like are not gonna be on that same page as us. It would make
Yeah.
it even funnier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like everyone's like super serious here for work and we're like
Yeah.
dee, dee, dee.
It's weird though. Honestly, I think that's such a weird contrast because influencers aren't like that.
Mhm.
I would say, right? Like usually if you're an influencer, there's a level of entertainment to you. I
Mhm.
feel like, right? So I feel like but I get it too at the same time. I'm gonna say my thought process. I was saying that like it's weird sometimes that you get like a bunch of influencers and they don't socialize too much with each other in settings like that. When it's like everyone is probably like a really dope person. Everyone's probably like really entertaining. Everyone's probably like, or like one is like really entertaining. One is probably really crazy at makeup. Like it is probably like the best place to mingle. Like a bunch of people with like cool talents, bunch of people with like creative minds. Like if anything, that should spark the best kind of like parties. That should spark the best kind of conversations.
Yeah.
But it's so quiet.
But you know why?
I think they're so reserved. I was about to tell you my theory that popped up in my head as soon as I was saying it. But go ahead, you say it.
successful influencers are very introverted and awkward.
Yes.
Very introverted and awkward individuals.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say that. Because like even like we didn't even talk to other people. Think about it.
Nothing. We were antisocial until we found each other. Literally.
Yeah,
I still am.
but
Like,
at that
put me in
party,
a-
did we even talk? Me and you. Besides the workers, we talked to most of the workers.
Yeah.
Did we socialize at that
No.
event? No, we didn't either.
So we're awkward too.
We're just like those influencers. That's why it clicked in my head. I was gonna say the best influencers are like they're cool, they're dope people, they're funny, they're entertaining. The thing is they do it best to a camera
Yeah.
because they're reserved, they're introverts.
Yeah.
So it's like it's easy to do with the camera. It's easy to be the best version of yourself. Not even the best version. It's easy to be you when you're alone. So when you pick up that camera and you're you, and then people love you for it, right? And then people meet you and they expect you to be just as funny, just as loud. It's like, no, yeah, this person is all of those things, but it's more like maybe this person's just not social.
Exactly.
You know, it's just different because when they're behind a camera, it's not a social experience, but they still get to be themselves, you know?
Exactly.
So it makes sense. Like I was thinking it, but then I got like my mind like answered it like immediately. Like these people are creative and they are dope, but they're probably reserved. That's what
Literally.
that's what the best influencers.
Yeah.
Because they have to be not more comfortable, but more likely to do all of that in front of a camera than with other people.
Mhm.
You know? Otherwise they wouldn't be recording it.
Yeah.
Of course there's exceptions, but most people are like they're so introverted, they stay home and then they express themselves to themselves and then eventually they pick up a camera, so it's like now they're expressing themselves to you, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
They become extroverted, but like
Through a
through
camera.
a camera. Like they could express that side.
Yes, like that's who they would be if they were not introverted.
Yeah.
That's who they would be at a party if they were talking to everybody.
Yeah.
But since they don't, it's just them at themselves or behind a camera.
Yeah.
And it's like the perfect thing for someone who's introverted to do, I think.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
It's crazy that we both had like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're always on the same page. I'm telling you.
Yeah, actually.
I love it. Anyways.
We want to move on to the podcast topic of today.
Oh yeah.
Like what's your legacy? Like
What do you want to be remembered as? I don't know if we talked about this in previous
no, I
episodes.
don't think we have like our legacy, like why like it's almost like what do you think your purpose is, right? Like is it the same question or no, would you say?
No.
Do you have different answers for that? Your purpose and what you want to be remembered for?
Yeah. 'Cause we talked about what the purpose of life is on our.
Okay, no,
other-
what about your purpose?
I feel like my purpose. Well, I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah, you
Yeah. What do
okay.
you want to be remembered?
I want
for
to
versus
hear your
purpose?
answer first. And we could just like
I feel like
ricochet.
I don't know. I feel like my purpose in life is to be someone's fresh air. You know?
I like that, like someone's outlet.
It's someone's outlet. Like I have such like good energy that people like just come to me and like can breathe. you know?
I love that answer.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to be remembered as. Like, oh, like her energy was magnetic,
Yeah.
like calming.
Yeah, you have
nurturing.
that though.
Really?
You have like a settling. Here's how I describe it. Dude, for me, I think I'm social. You think I'm social?
Yes.
Like, even though like I don't run outside, I'm talking, but if you put me in a social setting, I'm talking to
Yeah.
everybody. Like, right? Social, I like talking to people. I have so much fun doing it. But I shit you not, it drains me. Sometimes, not sometimes,
Social
most of the time.
battery.
Bro, like fast. Like, I could be with people and love spending time with them, and as soon as I get home, I could sleep at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Even if I didn't wake up at 6 a.m. that day. If I woke up at 9 a.m., I could still sleep at 9 p.m. Like, it physically exhausts me. There's very few people that I can be around and I'm not drained. It's like a relief. That's what you are. Like, to me, like, I can spend time with you, but I don't feel drained afterwards. It's literally like a breath of fresh air.
Oh,
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's
wait, I'm gonna cry. That's so
No,
cute.
you get it. So it's the best. I guess it's similar to what you were saying that you want to be for, like, I'm assuming with like a bunch of people, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure people feel that way about you besides me, but like it's very, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the energy. Like, I always have a great time with you, but it doesn't feel taxing. Does that make sense?
Likewise. No,
Yeah.
literally likewise.
It just feels like but natural, and I feel that way with people when I'm very comfortable around them. But I wouldn't even say that I had to spend a lot of time with you for me to feel
I
like
think
that.
like for me, like with you, it was like the second that we met at the gym.
That's what I'm telling you.
Like,
It
it
was
just
like a
felt
breath
like
of fresh air. That's what I'm telling you.
literally a breath
That's
of fresh
literally
air.
what I meant. Like, I met you and I was like, oh my god, like she thinks exactly like me. Like, there was obviously, like, you get to know somebody like in the beginning, right? But like as soon as I got to know her even a little bit, I was like there's so many similarities that at that point it was just like a breath of fresh air.
It
It's like
was literally.
boop, like we don't even have to talk about 99% of things and we're probably on the same page of them. We don't even have to, like, you know what I'm saying? There's just
Yeah.
like, it's like just a nonchalant like energy. I don't know how to explain it.
Literally. No, I agree. How about you?
So I want my purpose in life, dude, to be like if I was to die, I want my legacy to be like a bunch of people saying I changed their lives. But like it could be like various reasons, but like I want impact, I guess. I want to be remembered for impact. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like, for example, like imagine like I was to go, I want like imagine, right? And with what we do, maybe there's like 100,000 people who say the only reason I'm in the gym is because of her, right? Like, you leave one, it doesn't have to be the right thing. It doesn't have to be the same thing, but one impactful thing. I just want to like impact people's, like, everyone that I touch, I want to leave them with something that changes their life. It could be like a mindset change. It could be like with somebody that I'm introducing online to like the gym who's never exercised before, and the gym ends up like saving them, right? They take that with them forever. Or like, I don't know, there's like so many things that I can remember that people have given me, like that I do every single day. Like, there's a lot of things that my mom, right? I've talked about this before. Because of her, I do things a very specific way and these things like impact my life. So it's like I will like what my mom's impact on me will stay forever. I want to have that on lots of people. Like, I want to have people like be like, "Oh, the reason I read is because I like Audava's my best friend and she was talking to me about all these books, and now I read all these books that changed my life forever." Like, things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's easy to do. It's really easy to do, to just impact someone's life in like a permanent way.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you definitely are.
Definitely
are.
With our what we do online, it's so cool that we get to like do that to some degree, right? So it's like to have that is like really cool because I've always wanted to be that's why I wanted to be a doctor. Because I was like, yeah, like first of all, I like chemistry, right? I like biology. I don't really like biology. I'll take that back. I like chemistry though. So I like biochem, which is like medicine. So I was like, I want to be, not only I like that subject, but also since I'm so obsessed with the idea of like my legacy being impact on people, I was like, imagine saving lives. Like, how much more impactful can that get? But you know what? Like, of course, that's a beautiful profession, and if I didn't do this, I would do that.
Yes.
I love it. But at the same time, I remember back then I used to think like, oh, saving a life is the biggest way to impact somebody, right? Which is true, but you can save people's lives in so many ways.
In a preventative way.
Yes. Which is the other impacts that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like I used to think that like, oh, I want to save somebody, right? I want to be the reason somebody lives. Like, that's so fulfilling. Like, even just saying that, like, I feel so warm. Like, I'm just like, imagine like just knowing like when you go, you saved hundreds of thousands of lives, right? But you don't even have to be a doctor fighting for somebody's life on their deathbed with them.
Yeah.
You could literally do it before they get there, and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Or you would know, like if someone like said it to you.
DMs you.
Yeah, or like or like I don't know, like it's crazy because it's like literally the smallest thing you tell somebody or the smallest impact you can have by simply existing. Remember that one guy, Kevin Lucada?
Yes.
How he said something like this. He said, "You was it him? I think so." He said, "You don't even know what you're doing by simply existing."
Yeah.
Right? Like so you can have impact even beyond like attempting to have it. So his example was that he had so much going on with his life. I believe, I'm trying to recall specifically, but I know that the general of what I'm about to say is accurate. He said I think he had so much going on with his life, like stressful situations, but he kept on his shit for years. Like went to church, went to the gym, went to work, took care of his family, like all of this stuff, right? And he just autopiloted like that. And he was a big house full of like a bunch of brothers, I believe, or just family members, I can't remember. But he just autopiloted and he just did what had to be done, even though like everything was against his odds. And he was disciplined, and on top of just doing what he had to do, he still went to the gym, he still took care of his family. And he eventually said, like, down the line when they were older, remember he said all of his brothers met up, and one of his brothers who was like a bad kid, like who would get caught up in bad things, who had like I think changed his life, said, "You were my biggest inspiration. Like you don't know how you impacted me by watching you just do those things, like watching you prevail." So it's like it's crazy because you don't even know whose life you could be saving. Because now imagine if he didn't have Kevin in front of him, showing him that like even though when shit gets ugly, you don't have to opt for ugly. When shit gets hard, you don't have to opt for alcohol. When shit gets hard, you don't have to opt for drugs. When shit gets hard, you don't have to opt for not taking care of yourself, which is easy to opt for when things get really, really bad. Like people battle addictions all the time. So imagine already being caught in a bad sphere. If he didn't have a good person, he could have easily, who knows where his life would have gone. Who knows if Kevin just saved his life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you'll never really know if you save someone's life because the only way you'll know is if they were on their deathbed. But preventatively, like you can never tell. If you introduce one good impactful thing to somebody's life, you could have saved them.
Literally.
That shit is so crazy to me, and that's so cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Which makes me like love what we do so much.
Yes.
Like
yeah, it makes me when I really think about it, I 100% cry because I'm like, I don't even know what the thing is because you got to realize most people are viewers, not even commenters. Most people are viewers, not talkers.
Yeah.
Most, like majority of people.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I don't know how to explain it. Like someone getting 100 comments on their post is a lot, right?
Yeah.
But someone getting 50,000 likes is like, yeah, it's a lot. But I'm trying to say like a 50,000 liked post getting 100 comments is good. 100 out of 50,000? And the 100 comments is good.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to say like most people consume, most people observe, but they don't speak. Kevin's brother did not tell him he saved his life until he did. Well, saved his life, not I'm saying that, but he said, you changed me. That's still my reason I do everything that I do now. I go to church, I go to the gym, I take care of my family because of you. Kevin did not know that he was doing that when he was doing it. And he by chance just heard it 40 years down the line or 30 years down the line. It's like 50,000 people are liking it, but how many people do you think are seeing it?
Yeah.
Like hundreds of thousand people are seeing it. 50,000 people are liking it. Those are the people who are engaging on a very little level. And then even less are commenting. So it's like, you don't even know what like one post does. And you know what's crazy? It's not even us. Like, yes, we have a natural reach, but like you don't even have to have a crazy reach to not know what your post does. You literally, because social media is like available to everyone.
And even like 1,000.
That's what I'm saying. It's
that I can't even imagine 1,000 heads.
yes.
And it's insane.
If 1,000 of people watched it and you changed, you saved 5 people's lives.
That's insane.
It's so possible though.
Yeah.
It's so possible and it's so impactful. It's so fulfilling. Like, it's so fulfilling to know that, like, I could literally, like, just... And it's not just me. But I say that because we are influencers. Or I don't even like influencers. We're content creators, right? But anyone who posts on social media does this, by the way. Anybody. Like, so people who are like, oh, like, I sometimes I feel like when I say these things, 'cause I've talked about this before in front of other people, they said, like, oh, I want to get to the place that you are to also impact people. But I'm like, your posts impact people, too. The reach on social media is crazy. Like, you don't have to have 10,000 followers to save lives or impact lives at all. You don't even have to be an influencer. when I was just, my Instagram was just close friends. If someone posted a really cool story that changed my perspective on things, I would only respond if they were a really close friend of mine. But other than that, I would still be like, damn, wait, no way. Like, I'd be enlightened.
Literally.
Like, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Most people are just watching. So if you ever, like, want to share, want to say something, like, do it. So it's so powerful how many people see what you share, right? So it's like, even if you think it's not worth sharing, if you feel moved to share something, like anything, whether it's like a tip that's helped you be more happy, that's life saving. Maybe somebody's depressed watching your stuff. Maybe somebody has not felt mildly happy in a really long time, and you say, you know what makes me really happy, and I didn't even realize that this makes me happy, and I do it every day, is this small little adjustment. I take a cold shower every day, and for some reason that makes me feel happy. That's not accurate at all for my experience. At least I've been taking cold showers, but I'm just saying, like, and then that person takes a cold shower and is like, wow, you could have literally saved this person's life.
Literally.
Like, it's like crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you never know. Obviously, that's not the only way to impact people's lives. But I'm just saying, like, if you, people who are listening to the podcast might be social media consumers, users, like, it's worth it. It's worth it to just share. It's also worth it to just engage, I think. Privately. Like, it doesn't have to be an engagement. I'm not saying that just to rack numbers up. I just mean, like, every DM in my life that I've gotten that, like, talks about the fact that, like, hey, you sharing this is super cool or super important. Dude, like,
that's all. That's like, this is why I do what
like,
I
could
do.
die right there and I'd be happy. Yes.
It's like a boost. It's like, oh my God, like warmth.
Yes.
It's it's like a gift.
Yes. It's like, yes. Yeah, it's like a gift.
Yeah.
It's literally like somebody just gave me my favorite gift at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best way to explain it.
It's
Like,
the best feeling.
I open the box and it's just what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for me?
Yeah. Like,
You got this for me? How'd you know I wanted this?
Literally. It's just you commenting something nice.
Literally, like, you just telling me that, I don't know, I said something meaningful to you. That's it. I didn't have
And
to say
I think about it for like a month.
forever. Literally.
Yeah, like forever.
But I get what you're saying. Like, one person's message sticks with me for like a month.
Yeah.
Like, I
I'll
remember
think
word
about it
for
every
word.
single second. Like, literally every single second. I'm like, oh my God, they said this. They said
Dude,
this.
like, word for
I
word.
like text my parents like, Mom, they said
Dude,
this.
yes. I tell people I boast about that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, when I literally never really like not even boast. What's the word? I read this quote and I tweeted it too because it resonated with me so well. This is not like the healthiest way of viewing things, but genuinely how I view things. It says successes feel like relief and heartbreaks and failures feel like heartbreak. That's how I feel with a lot of things. I don't really like anything that I do that like is successful. I'm never like, oh hell yeah, I did that. It's not also not really healthy to be. You should celebrate your successes, but everything is really neutral for me. Like, a success is just like nonchalant.
Yeah.
It's not like I hate it. I'm not saying like I'm mad at myself for making successes, but it doesn't feel like crazy to me, you know? Like, I'm never like, oh my God, hell yeah. Yeah.
I did that.
No, never in my life have I been that way. Even with like exams, like I would get 100% and I'd be like,
Lit.
just what I expected.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I would cry if I didn't get 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I get like a 85,
I was expected to get.
I get
100%.
100. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like,
Yeah.
thank you. I knew I could. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on.
I knew I could.
Yeah, like, and then if I didn't, I was like, I thought I could. You know what I mean?
Damn it!
Yeah.
It's the professor's fault.
Exactly. And then I'm just like, what did I do wrong? Like, blah, blah, blah. And that's with every aspect of my life. Every single thing in my life. But with that, when someone messages me that, I swear to God, I feel like a fucking winner. I feel like that's what I can imagine winning feels like. Because I don't know what winning feels like. I just know what, like, not failing feels like. That's what every success to me feels like a not failure.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a failure, so I'm like, okay, thank God.
It's not like, ooh, let's celebrate. It was like, okay.
Thank God I don't have to cry.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
it. Like, thank God I don't have to worry about why I'm so bad at this. Like,
yeah.
but when I get those messages, I just want to rip my shirt off. Like, I want to be like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, the people were like, look what I did. That's the type I feel with those messages all the time. That's the only time I get that.
I want to print it and like post like,
Dead
frame it on
ass.
my wall.
Dead ass. Dead ass. Dude, I met this girl. I wonder if she listens to the podcast. But I feel like it's a very niche people who listen to the podcast, right?
Yeah. It's like the girls who get it.
Yeah.
You know?
The girls who get it.
Yeah.
And the girls who don't, no. But I met this girl at my gym. And so I went into the locker room and she followed me into the locker room. And I had seen her on the floor and she was just like, dude, like, first of all, she said like 100 times, like, I'm so sorry for like apologizing. But it's like, dude, like, the fact that like you are even thinking about saying the things that you said to me, like every time she would say sorry, I'd be like, no, like I was like, no, I'm sorry, like stop saying sorry. Like it was so crazy to me that she even like, because I can imagine, right? Like I don't know how many times people, again, how little people engage. Okay, you got to remember how little people engage. So a comment 100 is crazy. Someone coming up to you in person is so crazy. People just don't engage in general. People are not engagers. Like on average, a human being is not an engager. Think about how many videos you see, watch, view outside of your friends on social media. Do you watch, view, comment on? Okay, comment goes less than likes. But do you ever message a creator that's not your friend?
No.
Ever? Have you ever? Okay, right? Have, let alone in person. Have you seen a creator and came
like
up to?
They must have really impacted me and changed me for me to say something.
Yes, but even that, it's like something you could be doing that for someone, and just how unlikely it is for somebody to engage that deep. So she comes up to me, and enough to, I'm telling you, like she's still lifting, you know. So that's another level of engagement. She's coming to the locker room, and she's just telling me, she's like, dude, you don't know what like talking about your struggles and what you've done for me, like just by making the content that you make. And she goes, you know, like she's like, she literally said this to me, which is so crazy, because obviously like I've been going through it when it comes to content, right? Like we talked about it on here, everything, right? It's uphill. It's been uphill for sure, but like obviously it's been so rough, it's been so rocky, there's so much stuff. She was just like, and I know like sometimes like I know how it could feel to just feel like lost with like what you're doing, or like not really know like why. She's like, so I just have to tell you that like it matters, like what you're, dude. I'm a cry right now. I cried. We cried to each other, and while we're crying, she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, stop it, dude. But I was just like, it's so nuts. It's so nuts that all I did was pick up, like all we're doing right now is picking up this camera and just speaking.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like much, bro. And all I'm saying is, I'm saying real stuff. You're saying real stuff. It's nothing I don't know. It's nothing you don't know. When I say, hey, having shitty days is normal. But the thing is like, nobody hears that enough. Nobody talks about that enough. Nobody's vulnerable in public enough, right? So it makes it easier to do behind a camera. But it's crazy to think that like, how much you could change people's lives by just being you.
Yeah.
Like openly you. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Crazy. And it's so like warming.
It is so warming. Wait, I love how she came up and she said that too.
That was the only time I have had experience that's made me cry.
That is so cute.
Yeah, like I've met people before, I'm sure as of you, right? Like, and every single experience like lights me up, like no lie, like it makes me feel like the gift stuff. I don't know how to explain it. Of course, like that feeling is surreal, and it's like makes me so happy, so excited, and I think about it for such a long time. But I cried, and in that moment I realized the connections I have with people online, genuinely, like my followers, the connections that I have with them is so real. Like it's so real. It feels like it's not. It doesn't feel like it's not like it's. But when you say it like, for like bird's eye, like through a camera, through a screen, like I'm posting, they're commenting. Like, is it really that deep? Like some people think that, but yeah, it's deep. It's that deep. It is deeper than you think it is. It's so deep. It's so real. Like you are somebody's friend. You're literally somebody's friend. And the thing is like, I don't know where I was gonna go with this, but like it's so deep, it's so real, it's so impactful. That's why it's also important to be like a good person online.
Exactly.
That's why I think there's a responsibility to posting on social media. Yes. Some people don't think of that though.
They don't.
But I think there is a responsibility a little bit. But
I agree.
You could be responsible and still honest. No one's saying lie, you know?
Yeah.
No one's saying fake who you are, but I definitely think that's like
you have to have a good heart.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Have a good heart.
And then you'll never go wrong. You could just be yourself, right? So then it's just like if you're a bad person, if you're making bad content. Like if you're a bad person and you're making content, it's going to end up being harmful naturally. But if you're a good person, like it's not going to be hard to just make content and not have bad influence on people, you know?
Agreed.
It's like those people who always be like, if everything was recorded in my life, I'd be canceled. People say that all the time. I'm just like, no, like if you have to try to not be canceled, there's something inherently wrong about you. Like I just exist and I know that I'm not going to be canceled.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm just existing and I know that I won't be canceled.
Like I'm authentic, I'm me, I'm true.
Yeah, and I don't have to
that
think
I
about
have is a good heart.
Yeah, because deep down inside, I'm not thinking really crazy, weird, racist things or to have to worry about saying it and or not
Yeah.
saying it. Like that comment's always been weird to me, but it matches with what we were saying. Like if you're just like good person, like you could just share everything. You don't have to be restrictive. You don't have to like think about being a good influence on all the time. Like you just are you.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying? You're like my sister never influenced me poorly, but she never tried to always be a good influence. She was never like hiding things from me.
Yeah.
You know, she was just her, and I was just like, okay. Like I just watch everything.
Authentic.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
I agree.
Anything else you want to add about the like legacy stuff?
No, I think everything was perfectly said.
Okay, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm down. Okay, well, anyways, we want to hear your legacy. Like, what would you guys want to be like, remembered as at the end of our lives? And then if this podcast was, helpful or entertaining to you or to others, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're on YouTube, or just to leave a review on Spotify. It really helps so much.
So much.
Yeah, it actually helps other people discover this podcast, so we would greatly appreciate it. And DM us. Yeah, tag us if you're listening to this, and we love you so much.
So much.
Here's a little kiss from me and RF.
Mwah.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
See you for next week's episode.